I am going to be playing a Final Fantasy pre-constructed deck
Ooh,
with
which one?
Terra, Herald of Hope. So this is Trance Revival, I think is the name of the deck. So this girl puts at the beginning of combat, she puts I mill two cards and she gains flying. And when she deals combat damage, I can pay 2 generic mana to return a creature from my graveyard to play tapped. So this is a 3-color reanimator based on power. So if something she wants things in the graveyard that are power 3 or less. And this is out of the box. This is not. I have not made any modifications to this deck. I just sleeved it up before our call today.
Gotcha.
So I haven't actually played it, so I don't know how good or bad it's going to be.
All right, so I'm doing the Team Aurora using Ureni of the Unwritten. Should be pretty familiar. I've been playing
Yeah.
this one seemingly forever with you. I'll keep this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, me too.
Okay, I want to start with Command Tower. Pass turn to you.
All my cards. Like a Nomad Outpost tapped, and you can go.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. I'll play Exotic Orchard. Pass the turn to you.
Untap. Draw. Your exotic orchard will give you red, white, or black because it produces mana equal to what I could produce. So I can produce these 3 colors. And I think the only one you care about is red.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but it does provide you that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Play a Sunscorched Divide. It's a filter land. I pay 1 generic and tap it to get white and red out of it. Not going to do anything with it at this time. I pass the turn.
All right, I'll draw for turn. I'm going to play a forest. Back to you.
Okay. Play a Shadow Blood Ridge. Same, it's a filter land, but this time for black and red. I'm going to tap 3, which will give me the 3 colors I need to get Terra on the table. Then I would like to move to combat, if I may.
Yes.
At the beginning of combat, I mill 2 cards. Bannon and Ruin Grinder. So these are 2 creatures in my graveyard. She gains flying, but she doesn't have haste. So, but yes, her effect happens even if she doesn't attack because it says at the beginning of combat. So I milled 2 cards, a 1/3 and a 7/4. And you can go. I have nothing else to do this turn.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. And I'll play a mountain. And pass turn to you.
Tap, draw. I'm going to play a Plains, and I'd like to move to combat. At the beginning, may I move to combat, or do you have any
Yes,
action?
sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Beginning of combat, I mill 2 cards, Talisman of Conviction and Flayer of the Hatebound. She gains flying until end of turn, and I'm going to move to attacks. I would like to attack you for 3 in the air.
I'll take it.
Okay. 3 commander damage. Her trigger happens when she deals combat damage. I may pay 2 mana and return a creature with power 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. I only have 1 target, so I'll pay 2. I'm going to return Bannon, the returner's leader. He says once during each of your turns, you may cast a creature from among cards in your graveyard that were put there this turn. Uh, and when you attack, you may pay 1 and discard a card. If I do, I draw a card. So he returns tapped. I can play a creature from my graveyard that was put there this turn, but I do not have the mana to cast anything that I put there this turn. So I will end my turn there. Pass the turn to you.
Okay. Draw for turn. I'm gonna play Carpalson Forest, which allows me to add colorless mana or red and green mana if it deals damage to me. And then I'm going to play the Nesting Dragon for 5. More specifically, 3 colorless and 2 red. I got the reds from these. The Nesting Dragon is a creature dragon for flying with landfall. Landfall, whenever a land you control enters, create a 0/2 red dragon egg creature token with Defender, and when this token dies, create a 2/2 red dragon creature token with flying and pay a red mana. This token gets +1/+0 until end of turn. And with that, I'll pass the turn to you.
Tap. Draw. I'll play a Clifftop Retreat. It enters untapped if I control a plane or mountain. I have a plains right here, so it enters untapped. I would like to move to combat.
Go for it.
How big is the Nesting Dragon?
Is a 5/4.
5/4. All right. Move to combat, trigger Terra. I'll mill 2 cards. Command Tower and Legions to Ashes. She gains flying. Do I want to attack? I do not. Well, actually, maybe I do. Yeah. Yeah, I'll attack with both of these creatures. So Terra has flying. She's a 3/3, and Bannon is the 1/3. That when he attacks, I can discard. I can pay 1. I'll pay 1 here and discard a card, which is going to be Anger, and draw a card. Anger is important in the graveyard. He says, as long as this card is in your graveyard and you control a mountain, creatures you control have haste. I currently do not control a mountain, but it's now in the graveyard, and that's important.
Okay, and your flying creature has what?
It's a 3/3. This
Okay.
one.
So I will defend against your flying creature
Okay.
with the Nesting Dragon.
Okay. You will do that. Before damage, I'm going to pay black and black red. So 2 black, 1 red, and I'm going to cast Bedevil. I'm going to destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. I'm going to target your Nesting Dragon.
Hmm.
Does that
Okay.
resolve?
Yeah, I don't think I have a choice.
Okay. So before damage, I'm destroying that, but she does not deal combat damage to you,
Okay.
so I don't get to trigger her effect. But she
Gotcha.
doesn't die. You take 1 damage from Bannon, and then I'm going to pay. No, I can't because this is a filter land. I'm going to pass the turn.
All right, untap. Draw for turn. I'm going to play an island. I'm going to cast Scourge of the Throne for 6. Scourge of the Throne is a dragon with flying. Dethrone. Whenever this creature attacks the player with the most life or tied for most life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So whenever this creature attacks for the first time each turn, if it is attacking the player with the most life or tied for most life, untap all attacking creatures. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. And pass the turn to you.
Untap. Draw. I'll play an exotic orchard. I'll pay 4 for Solemn Simulacrum. Solemn Simulacrum is a creature golem, 2/2. When he enters, I may search my library for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. And when it dies, I may draw a card. Does that resolve?
Yes.
All right, so I'll search for a basic land card, which is going to be a swamp. Find a swamp, enters tapped. I should have gone for a mountain so I could have haste. I didn't do that because I'm an idiot, but that's fine. I would like to move to combat,
Mm-hmm.
trigger Terra. I'll mill 2 cards, plains, and Sunlit Marsh, 2 lands. If she gains flying, I will not declare attackers and move to my second main phase.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pay a white to cast this artifact called Phoenix Down. It does nothing when it enters. I can pay 1 and 1 white, tap and exile it to choose to either reanimate a creature with mana value 4 or less, or exile a skeleton, spirit, or zombie. Yeah. So it's just an artifact with an activated ability on the table. Most likely, I will use it to reanimate something eventually. That's it for my turn. You may go.
All right. I'm gonna untap, draw for turn. Okay, I'm going to play another mountain, and then I'm going to cast Ureni of the Unwritten for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As Ureni enters, I'll look at the top 8 cards of my library, and I may put a dragon creature card from among them onto the battlefield. The rest go at the bottom of the library in a random order. So we'll have 8 cards. So I look at them, I don't have to show them to you, right?
Correct. If it said reveal, you would have to show them. But no, you look at them and then you choose a dragon.
Well, this is disappointing.
Not a single one.
Not a single dragon. Tep, this is like literally every good card other than a dragon in my deck. Like, if you know
Okay.
this deck, every single thing just about that you would want to draw that is not a dragon is in my hand right now. I can't believe it. Okay, well, that's good to know. Uh,
That happens sometimes, yes.
yeah, that is rough. Okay, so okay, then I want to move into my attack phase. That's okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna attack you with Scourge of the Throne, which has dethrone. Says whenever this creature attacks the player with the most life or tied for most life, put a +1/+1 counter on it. So, question for you: how does this work? So, when it attacks, I add it before it
Yeah.
attacks, essentially.
No, you declare it as an attacker.
Yeah.
And since I'm the defending player, I have more life than you, or I'm the one with the most life currently. It gains the
Yes.
counter
Yeah.
before as it is declared as the attacker.
And before damage is dealt.
Yeah. I haven't
Okay.
even assigned blockers yet. So he is
Cool.
now a 6/6.
That's correct.
All right. So he does not have vigilance though.
That's correct.
So the second effect is when he hits combat damage or when he attacks.
Whenever this creature attacks for the first time each turn,
Yeah.
if it's attacking the player with the most life or tied for most life, untap all attacking creatures. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase, so which means I'm attacking you.
And
Um,
then he immediately untaps because I currently have more life, the most life.
correct. Okay.
So okay, so I am taking. I have no flying blockers, so I will take the 6. And do you have any effects in this combat phase?
No,
Okay, so now as the combat phase ends, you have another combat phase.
correct.
Right. Are
So
you going to attack again?
yeah. So
Or
now, question to
I no
you.
longer have the most life.
Right, I understand. So a question to you though is, Ureni still has summoning sickness, even though this is another combat phase because it's still the same turn, correct?
That's correct.
Right. I will attack you again with the Scourge of the Throne.
Okay. I'll take another 6.
Correct. And then pass the turn to you.
All right. Untap. Draw. Oh, this is bad for you.
Oh no. I thought I was doing so well.
You were. I just have to see. Let's see. What colors do you
It
give me? You give me red. So
certainly
red.
didn't feel like I was doing well, I'll tell you that.
And I'm gonna tap 7.
Ooh, that can't be good.
Wait. No, I cannot. All right,
That's right,
this is gonna be
you
bad for you eventually if I survive. But
can't.
so I can't do it now. Um, I do not have the colors for it. Uh, I do not. No, I don't because I have these filter lands. Okay, so I can't do the cool thing. Well, the bad thing for you now. Um, I can't do the cool thing for me. Um, but I think, yeah, I have to do this. Yeah, pay 4, 2 whites and 2 whatever. I'm going to cast a Palace Jailer. Palace Jailer says when this creature enters, I become the monarch. I'll
Okay.
explain the monarch in a second. When this
I
creature
know
enters,
monarch.
okay, so I become the monarch right now. Also, when this creature enters, exile target creature an opponent controls until an opponent becomes the monarch.
Whoa.
I would like to exile Ureni.
So what does that mean? Because can you exile my commander? Doesn't he just go back to the command zone?
Yeah, so here you have a choice. Since this is an effect that I exile until something happens, which is if you become the monarch, he comes back. You can also choose to put him in the command zone, and then this effect doesn't matter. So you have to choose, like, do you have the possibility to become the monarch and take Ureni back, or will you sooner become the monarch and then or will you be able to recast him sooner or become the monarch sooner?
So now
Either way,
question. Mhm.
yeah.
So now the monarch, basically, you need to have a card that says you are the monarch, right? Because I'm fairly certain I don't have any cards in my deck that say I become the monarch.
Yeah, okay, so the monarch is I am the monarch. This is the monarch card. The
Hmm.
monarch has it says at the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, its controller becomes the monarch. So you can take the crown from me by hitting me with a creature. So it's not like you have a card that you become the monarch.
Uh,
Once the monarch is in play, you can take the crown from the king, so to speak, by hitting him.
but hitting you as the player, not like a creature
Yeah,
that you control.
yeah. Hitting one of your creatures has to deal combat damage to me, the player, and then you take the crown.
Okay.
So
So
yeah, you have to
just
decide
by
if you're
way of
going to.
yeah, just by way of interest. So you don't currently have any flying creatures unless it's on your turn where something gives you flying, correct?
I currently have no flyers. I can give my commander flying on my turn, but I don't have any flyers in play.
Right. Okay. Um, and again, the tax for recasting your commander is 2 additional mana, right?
That's correct.
In this case, I think I'll let you exile it.
All right. So it's exiled until you become the monarch, essentially.
Correct.
All right. Okay, so I've done that. Now I would like to move to combat.
Yes.
Okay. I still don't control a mountain because I'm an idiot. Okay, so I'll declare the 3 creatures that can attack as attackers, which will trigger Terra. I will have to mill 2 cards, Laughing Mad and Tragic Arrogance. I can't get a creature in there to save my life. All right. She gains flying. When this guy attacks, I can pay 1 and discard a card. I'm going to discard Morbid Opportunist to draw a card. All right. This is now we're to the declared blockers, if you have any, or other effects that you would like to take.
So I'm not declaring any blockers and I'm not adding any additional effects.
All right. Okay, so then I'm going to hit you for a total of 6 damage
Yes,
right
sir.
now. 6 damage, 3 of that is commander. I don't think that will matter. Uh, Now I can pay 2 generic, which I'm going to do, to return a creature with power 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. I'm going to return the Morbid Opportunist that I just put there. This guy says, whenever one or more other creatures die, I draw a card once per turn.
Okay.
Right. Then I'm going to go to my end step. The Monarch triggers, which lets me draw a card. And since that's my end step, it is your turn.
All right. Well, we're gonna untap. Actually, this should be over here because it only does red that I can use. Just a moment here. Do a little housekeeping. Okay, and I'm gonna draw for turn. I'm gonna play Temple of Mystery. This land enters tapped. When this land enters, scry 1. I'm gonna put it on the bottom. Okay. And I'm gonna play Lathlis, Dragon Queen, which is a flying dragon. Whenever another non-token creature you control enters, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. And I can activated abilities. I can give 1 mana and 1 red mana to have dragons that I control get +1/+0 until end of turn. And Lathlis will cost me 6. So we'll take the 2 red right here. And another one, so that's 3. 4, 5, and 6. Okay, leaving me with the command tower. Um, and then I'd like to move to combat, please.
Okay.
Okay, and I will attack you with Scourge of the Throne. Right now, you have more than me. I have more than
No.
you, so it doesn't affect. So I just attack you for 6.
Okay. I have no blockers. Do you have any effects before? No?
Nope.
Okay. Take 6. You become the Monarch.
Which means he re-enters the battlefield, right?
That's correct.
And now he no longer has um summoning sickness, but he enters. So do I get the 8 right now?
Yeah, you have 2 interplay effects.
Right. So first, well, let's do the Lathlis here. Oh, actually, no. Um.
You will have to trigger again when you put the other dragon into play.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah.
All right. All
So
right. Well, let's do that.
Ureni enters, Lathless creates a 5/5.
Yeah. Okay. Red dragon 5, 5. Okay. So we got that. And then Ureni, we take 8 cards. 1, 2, 3. You got to be kidding me. 4. Come on. Oh my God. Hepyong. This is crazy.
You
Now it's
found the
all like
16 cards that are not dragons?
it's like I mean literally there's like one creature and the rest is lands. I mean that is unheard of. And already like
The,
put something underneath before. So okay, nothing here.
the creature that was there was not a dragon?
Nope.
That is extremely unlucky.
Oh, actually, if it says okay, actually I should be able to do this because this is so I have the Taurian Mauler, which has it's every creature type, right?
Yes.
So I
Counts
should
as a
be
dragon.
able. So the Taurian Mauler I can put, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that actually, ooh, okay. All right, which means we have another red dragon.
Yeah.
I'll just put here ×2. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. Okay. So now, unfortunately, we don't have a second battle phase. That would have been sweet right now, but we don't have that.
They also don't have haste, so
Yeah. Okay, and then that means turn passes to you.
At the end of your turn, because of the monarchy, you draw a card.
And I'm just going to leave that here because I'm the monarch right now.
Yes.
Draw a card. All right. Okay, things are looking up. You're in trouble now. See you soon. Back to you.
Got it.
That's it.
Draw. I'm going to play an isolated chapel. It enters untapped because I control a swamp or plains. Now, let's see. I need double red and double black. Okay, we're good. I'm going to tap all this mana and have a white floating. And I'm going to cast Ruinous Ultimatum.
That doesn't sound very
Destroy,
positive.
no, not for you. Destroy all non-land permanents your opponents control.
Hmm.
On me casting this, your Taurian Mauler will gain a counter before it dies. If this resolves, obviously. So if you have a counter spell, then I'm going to be sad. But otherwise, this is going to be a one-sided board wipe.
Yep. Well, so it's a board wipe. Well, it doesn't
Right.
matter that I get a +1/+1 on it. It just dies anyway, right?
Yeah, it's just a technicality that because I cast this, you're getting the counter. But then if it resolves, then all your creatures are going to die. All your
Yeah.
non-land permanents, actually. So one of your creatures, one creature died. The morbid opportunist will uh, allow me to draw a card. And
This
yes,
sucks.
I did a thing. Um, I have one white floating, which I cannot use right now, so I will move to combat.
Go for
And
it.
at the beginning of combat, Terra will have me mill two cards, Gao and a swamp, and then I'll attack with everything. Uh, Triggers happen, but I can't use them, so I don't have extra mana in combat. So I'm attacking you for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 in total.
And I have no defense, so I'll take the 9.
You take 9, 3 more from the commander. I will take the crown back,
Okay.
and then I'll move to my end step, draw a card from the monarch, and pass the turn.
All right. Well, let's start by untapping for turn, shall we?
The funny thing is I'm with 5 creatures. I did as much damage as you did with one dragon. So,
Yeah. I'm gonna draw for turn.
well, after 16 cards put to the bottom, I'm pretty sure you're drawing gas in the form of dragons.
How many creatures do you have?
5.
Okay, well, I'm going to play Haven of the Spirit Dragon for my land,
Okay.
which adds colorless mana, or I can add 1 mana of any color and spend this mana only to cast a dragon creature spell. I can also pay 2 mana and tap to sacrifice this land to return a target dragon creature card or Ugin Planeswalker card from my graveyard to my hand. So for right now, it's just a land. Um, that gives me colorless mana. So we have that. Just a moment. This is giving me a little confusing math. Okay.
Okay. No problem.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to cast Blasphemous Act for 3 mana because there's currently 5 creatures on the battlefield. So Blasphemous Act says this spell costs 1 mana less to cast for each creature on the battlefield. And then Blasphemous Act deals 13 damage to each creature. So I first have to pay for it. You have 5. This should cost me 9. So it only costs me 4. I will use 1 red and then 1, 2, 3, and 4, which cast Blasphemous Act. Does that resolve?
Yes.
Okay, so this.
As creatures die, I have a couple of triggers.
Mm-hmm.
The Solemn Simulacrum dice allow me to draw a card. And the Morbid Opportunist sees a bunch of creatures die, so he draws me one more card. And then everything goes. I'm going to put Terra in the command zone.
Okay. That means the Blasphemous Act goes into here. And then I'm going to cast Sarkhan Soul of Flame for 3. 1 blue, 1 red.
Wait, he comes in the Precon?
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay.
So I'll use these 3 here to cast him. Sarkhan Soul of Flame. Dragon spells you cast cost 1 mana less to cast. Whenever a dragon you control enters, you may have Sarkhan become a copy of it until end of turn, except its name is Sarkhan Soul of Flame and it's legendary in addition to its other types. Okay. And with that, unfortunately, I have no attacker, so I'll pass the turn to you. But what I'm saying here essentially is like you had a one-sided board wipe, and now essentially I had another one-sided board wipe towards you, correct?
Well, one-sided because you didn't have anything. But yes, you're right.
Well, that's why I chose, because I could have played Sarkhan first, but I waited before everything was wiped off to play him, because otherwise he would have died too.
That's correct. Yeah, you
And
did good.
I'm glad I caught that. I do remember playing this on a previous game with you and making exactly that mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, well done. I'm going to move to my turn
Yeah,
and
turn to
draw a
you.
card. All right. Um, I'm going to play a high market as my land for turn. I can tap and sacrifice a creature to gain 1 life. And also it adds me 1 colorless mana. All right, so I'm going to pay 3, red and white and 1 more. For Mog, Moogle Warrior. It's a 1/2 with lifelink. At the beginning of my end step, each player may discard a card. Each player who discarded a card draws a card. If a creature card was discarded, I create a Moogle, a 1/2 flyer, sorry, a 1/2 with lifelink. If a non-creature card was discarded, I put a counter on each Moogle I control. So this happens in the end step, and I'll describe it again.
You're saying that this is a flying creature?
This is a 1/2 lifelink creature.
Lifelink. Oh, okay. Okay.
Then I will pay 6 for Umaro, Raging Yeti. He's a 6/6 with trample. At the beginning of combat on my turn, choose 1 at random. So he has 3 different abilities that will happen randomly. Either I give all my creatures +3/+0 in trample, I discard my hand and draw 4 cards, or he deals 5 damage to any target. So that's random that happens. So yeah. So I would like to move to combat and trigger Umaro if I may.
Yes.
All right. So I'll throw a 6-sided die. 1, 2, it will happen the first ability, 3, 4, the second ability, and 5, 6, the third ability.
So he has haste?
No. He would have haste if I controlled the mountain, but I do not control the mountain. So
Okay.
he's 6/6 with trample. The ability happens, so it's a 5 on the die.
Yeah.
So he will deal 5 damage to any target. I will deal 5 damage to Sarkhan.
Okay. That means Sarkhan dies.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
I cannot attack because I do not have haste, so I will move to my end step and Mog will trigger. So each player may discard a card. I will discard a card, which is going to be the Shine Shadow Snarl. It's a non-creature, so I will put a +1/+1 counter on each Moogle. He is a Moogle I control. You may and I draw a card. You may discard a card and draw a card if you wish.
Hmm. Yeah, I will do that.
What do you discard? Is it a creature or a non-creature? That's
It's a non-creature. It's a
okay.
sorcery.
All right. I'll put a counter on each Moogle I control.
Okay.
You
All right. I shouldn't have done that. All right, cool. I'll learn it.
Well, if you had discarded a creature card, I would have created another Moogle. So
Right.
either way, I benefited. That's the thing about this guy.
Yeah, but the point is I didn't have to do it, especially because what I got back wasn't that great.
But you didn't know that because it was on top, right?
No, but I'm
Uh,
learning.
and I will draw a card for the Monarch. And that's going to be my turn.
All right. Cool. I'm gonna untap the turn. Do a little organizing here. All right. Okay, then I'm gonna draw for turn. Okay. So I'm going to play a mountain for turn, and then I'll cast Ureni the Unwritten for 9, which means I'll leave this one out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, and then as Ureni enters, I look at the top 8 cards from my library. 2, 7, 8. Okay, so you're out, you're out, you're out. You're out. Okay, so at least we have some creatures to work with, because I get to put a dragon creature card from among them onto the battlefield. So let's see what I got here. Hmm. Yeah, I will put the Thunderbreak Regent in.
Hmm.
And I just read it. Whenever a dragon you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, this creature deals 3 damage to that player. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what I did there. And we move right through combat phase because there isn't anything I can attack you with since none of this has haste.
All right.
So pass the turn to you.
Got it. Untap. Draw. Hmm. Uh, hmm. I will pay 2 black to cast Stitch Together.
Hmm.
Return a target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. But it also says if I have 7 or more cards in my graveyard, I return it to the battlefield.
Oof.
I have definitely more than 7 cards in my graveyard, so I will return a creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield, if I may. I don't know if you have a...
Yes, and that's ideally where you would have something that does something as it enters.
Yeah,
Yeah, passes. I don't have anything to defend against that.
I'm going to return the Flayer of the Hatebound. Flayer of the Hatebound is a devil with Undying. When he dies, he returns with a +1/+1 counter on it. Also, when this creature or another creature enters from your graveyard, it deals damage equals to its power to any target. So he's a 4/2, and since he returned from the graveyard, he will deal 4 damage to your face.
Tamiya.
Yeah, one, two,
Okay.
three, 4.
Wow.
Then I'd like to pay 5 and cast Terra. And I still do not have haste because I do not control the mountain. For my land for turn, I will play Sulphurous Springs. It adds generic or it gives me color, but also deals me damage if it does that. Pay 2 to cast a Key to the City. Key to the City says tap it and discard a card. Up to one target creature cannot be blocked this turn. And when this artifact becomes untapped, I can pay 2 generic to draw a card. So I can give something unblockable by discarding a card at any time. Then I would like to move to combat,
Okay.
if I'm... All right.
Yeah.
At the beginning of combat, Terra triggers. I mill 2 cards, Swiftfoot Boots and a Plains. She gains flying. Umaro will trigger. I will, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1. Other creatures get +3/+0 until end of turn. So all my other creatures except Umaro gain +3/+0.
Is it all your creatures or all creatures?
Other creatures you control, so my
Ah,
creatures.
okay.
So Ureni is a 7/7, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So this is 3 would become a 6. I don't think, or do I? Do I need to? No, I do not wish to declare attackers. So post-combat, I will do nothing. Let's move to end step. Yeah, first I will, yeah. You may discard a card. If you do, you can draw a card.
I'm not discarding a card.
I will discard a land card. So this will gain, all my Mughals gain. I will draw the card for the same effect, and then I will draw my card for the monarch. And pass the turn to you.
All right. So this is kind of like the make or break now. So I'm untapping for turn. I will draw. Okay. Okay. I'm going to play Stormbreath Dragon for 5. So it's 2 red, 3 red, 4 red, and I'll do 1 colorless here. Stormbreath Dragon is a creature dragon flying with haste and protection from white. And I can make it monstrous by paying 5 generic and 2 red. And it's monstrosity 3. If this creature isn't monstrous, put 3+1/+1 counters on it when it becomes monstrous. When this creature becomes monstrous, it deals damage to each opponent equal to the number of cards in that player's hand. So we're not doing that right now. And I'm going to play Farseek for 1 generic and 1 green. Farseek, search your library for a plains, island, swamp, or mountain card. Put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Okay, so plains, island, swamp, or mountain. I'm going to put a mountain, and it enters tapped. And then we'll reshuffle. Okay, so then I'm going to move to attack in my attack phase.
Yep.
And I would like to swing at you with all 3 of my dragons, which triggers Ureni of the Unwritten. I get to take 8 cards and put a dragon onto the battlefield.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, no.
Remember, this is when Ureni attacks, so you already passed your declare attacker step, right? So even if you put in a dragon with haste, in case something appeared, it wouldn't be able to attack this turn.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because this is happened when Ureni attacks, so you're already in the declare attacker's phase. Or
Gotcha.
past, better said.
Yeah, good note, because I was certainly looking at that. I will cast the Thundermane Dragon. Thundermane Dragon is a flying creature. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells with power 4 or greater from the top of your library. If you cast a creature spell this way, it gains haste until end of turn.
Yeah. Okay.
So that means I technically should be able to look at my library now.
Yeah, you can look at it, but unless it has flash, you can't cast it mid-combat.
Gotcha. Okay. And so then like I said, I'm swinging at you with Ureni, Thunderbreak Regent, and Stonebreath Dragon, which is a total of, so we have 4, 4, and 7.
Yep,
And they're all
15.
flying.
7 of which is commander damage.
Correct.
You take the monarchy.
Yes.
And your creatures are tapped.
That is correct. Except for this one.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at my end step, I take a card because I'm the monarch now.
Yeah.
All right. And pass the turn to you.
All right. Before I take my turn, you could have cast your Thunderbreak Regent, Tyrant, whatever, the one that becomes monstrous, and you could have made it monstrous this turn to deal me damage and killed me.
How?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 cards. Okay, so it would have left me at 1 life. But you had the red. It's 5 to make
Hmm.
him monstrous, right? You
No,
had
it's 2 red and 5.
2 red and 5. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, I thought it was 2. It was 2 red and 3. So
No,
okay,
it's
so my mistake. You wouldn't have been able to.
okay, good. I'm glad I didn't get it wrong because that would have bothered me. Anyway, I don't think it really matters because I think you're going to get me now.
Yes, and I'm hoping to do it in a fun way.
Good.
So I'm going to tap the key to the city to discard a card, which is going to be Kefka, Dancing Mad. It's a creature, it's a 6/6, to give Terra unblockable this turn.
Okay.
Then I'm going to a total of 9 mana, 2 black and 9. I'm going to cast Rise of the Dark Realms. Put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. So yours and mine. Don't worry about looking what there is. I have the Flayer of the Hatebound on my field. When a creature enters from a graveyard, it deals damage equal to its power. I have
Okay.
a total of 23 power of creatures in my graveyard, so I will kill you when they enter. And that's not
Gotcha.
even counting what you have in the graveyard.
Right. GG, my friend. Well done. Wow.
Sorry, that's
What
a
what a finish.
I drew that last turn, so
Hmm.
I was like, okay, let me see if I can do it. Also, if you had a counter in your hand right now for that spell, then yeah, then it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
So this
Well,
is, I mean, this is one of the Final Fantasy pre-constructed decks. Um, I have not made any changes. This is how it comes out of the box. So it's
mm,
very much on par with the Dragon Storm decks, I think.
yeah, because it's
You
like
almost
same deal, right? Hmm.
you almost had me several times because it's just dragons be big, right? So in order to get to the power of one of your dragons, I had to play three or four creatures. So I mean, this is very fun. It's not super consistent. I mean, this deck that I played, it's super fun because it does attack, and then based on if you dealt damage, you can do something. But I was very unlucky with things I was throwing in the graveyard. Something that happens with the Taval deck that you played that puts lands in the graveyard, and
Hmm.
sometimes you're not putting lands in the graveyard. And this thing wants to put creatures in the graveyard, and I wasn't getting any creatures. So I finally, and of course, my ruinous ultimatum, and then your blasphemous act, and it's it's fun. But this deck requires a lot of mana as well because some of the payoffs are quite expensive. And even if the payoff is with small creatures, the payoff costs mana. So you
Mm,
almost had me, and I was super lucky that you whiffed twice on Ureni.
yeah. Yeah, that was
That's,
kind of
I
nuts.
mean, whiffing once happens, but whiffing twice in that's 16 cards that you saw, and there weren't any dragons. That was so unlucky,
That's incredible.
and I was so grateful for it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. That was kind of I mean, that was pretty unusual, I have to say. Like, but there's one misplay I recall doing, and that is that in the beginning, two things. One is I took the first mulligan. I probably could have done with taking a second mulligan because I was just playing out lands. I didn't have anything to play early, so that was potential mistake. I feel it ultimately leveled out, but that was probably a misplay in a sense. And then the other thing was as I was just playing lands, there was one land which would enter tapped, and I should have played that one turn earlier. Because what happened is I was at the point where I would have played it, but then I wouldn't have been able to use it. And there was plenty of turns in the beginning where I didn't
Do
use that.
anything.
Now I didn't have it in hand in the beginning. I drew it after, but that was one misplay. I was like, that's kind of smart because I could have played at least one card one turn earlier, which in this case
Yeah,
made a big
it
difference.
would have gotten you to Ureni, right? So
Yeah,
essentially, and I mean, the positive thing is that you didn't fail to play a land at any point. You played a land every turn,
yeah,
which was good, and you got to Ureni on turn 7, essentially, right? Which is what he costs.
yeah,
So you probably kept a hand with 4 or 5 lands in it,
yeah.
and I would have done that too, given the deck. Even if you didn't have any land round, but you had for sure you were going to get to 5 mana, and a lot can happen in drawing 5 cards, right? Of course, you went first, so first turn you didn't draw a card because we were playing one-on-one. So I would have kept that hand too. I mean, the best thing there would have been if you had like the Farseek or the Cultivate or something in hand as well, because then you would have gotten 1 or 2 turn push. Or if you had found an artifact that gives you mana, which you didn't find any, probably in the 16 cards you saw, there was something, right?
Yeah, the
So,
Farseek didn't come until way later, so unfortunately, nothing much to be done with that. It would have been nice. I would have loved to have had it sooner. But I thought it was a cool game, just because, we have 40 hit points each, right? And it's just
mhm.
so happened that right around 2021, we both had board wipes for the other person, essentially. So it was kind of funny because there we were, and I should have lost, but I was able to play that card. And so we were just essentially back at zero, with each having 20 go. That was kind of fun. Like, oh wow, completely restarting essentially.
That is something that the pre-constructed decks do, that they have not a high amount of board wipes, but they all come with at least 2, right? So, and if you're playing precons against each other, then these swingy turns happen. So the one-sided board wipes, even though they're most of the time more expensive, they're very, very useful to finish out games. Of course, I didn't have enough power on the field, but it definitely stopped you, and you had to play the Blasphemous Act for reduced cost, but still it cost you 4 mana. If you didn't
Yeah.
have to that spell can cost just 1 red if there's 8 or 9 creatures on the board, right? So it can be very, very good.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
really unfortunate that there was a couple of key pieces I was able to put in, and then right away you got to destroy them. So Sarkhan was one, and then the other one was my red what is it, breeding dragon? What is it called? The
Nesting Dragon.
nesting dragon, right? So a couple of times I was just like, man, this would have been real nice. But on the other hand, it also kept you busy. So I guess again, pretty good overall. I'm happy to feel like I'm doing less misplays because that's my bar at the moment. Don't do too many misplays.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I think you're doing well.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think you're doing well. I mean, that's your misplay, quote unquote, was just a sequence. It wasn't really that bad, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
All right, well, let me close the call here. Thanks so much.
yeah. Well, fun.